Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Firm Foundation Homesteading. So first thing I'm going to do is explain why I came up with that name as I am letting my horses go. So in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, Jesus tells us that anyone who hears his words and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock, who builds his house on a firm foundation. But anyone who hears his words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who builds his house on the sand, and when the rain comes, his house fell with a great crash. Now, we want to build our lives on the firm foundation of Jesus Christ, and not just, by going to church, reading our Bibles, the typical Christian things, but we want to actually take his very words and put them into practice, and that is how how Jesus tells us to live, to build our lives on the firm foundation of his words. And we want to be, excuse you, you're not liking the video. We want to be wise, and we want to have our lives built on a firm foundation. So, Firm Foundation Homesteading is the new name of my channel. I changed it because we are no longer at the Flying G property, and I just felt that it wasn't right to be using that name anymore for my own personal use. So that is behind the name and what's going on. I originally just changed it to Bronco McGuffin, but I wanted a name that was a little bit more specific about what we are doing here, and it's more homesteading than just about me and my life. So I'm going to show you around the horse pasture for this first episode, and how we set things up. A lot of this is just a temporary thing, so bear with me. We've only been here for about a week and a half, got all the animals moved, and we're slowly making progress. Just like on any farm, homestead, ranch, there's going to be a lot of projects going on that I'm going to tell you about. So first off, I'm going to show you these little guys and the setup we have for them. So these are our miniature donkeys. This is Lolly, Sweet Pea, our miniature pony, Gnocchi, and our Mustang. She's not a miniature. That's California Sunshine. So in here, the fencing, we already had an existing fence up because this used to be a cow pasture. They're out here on 5 acres going around here. We are not able to let Callie out of a round pen setting. She has to have panels because first off, she's not halter broke. I don't want her breaking out, and BLM guidelines state that you have to have them in pipe panels until they're halter broke. Okay. She's gentle down. She's calm enough where I feel comfortable having her in a 5-foot round pen instead of a 6-foot. I know she's not going to escape or jump out or anything like that, but I don't want her escaping because I know I won't be able to get her back. So we just have this is about 100-foot, hey, be nice, about 100-foot round pen that I had to put the minis in as well because they will slip right through the fence. Okay, so they have their round bale with a hay net on it, so they're not overeating, because these guys can eat a lot and get fat really quickly. So this whole thing was full of grass when we first moved them on about a week ago. It was about half the size, and then as we got more panels, we made it bigger. This is their temporary shelter that I'm going to get a little bit closer and show it to you. As I'm heading that way, I do tie my horses up to the round pen with a loose tie, so if they pull back, it's just going to come off. When they're being fed, they just got fed, and they're all kind of grouchy because I just let them go. They all got fly spray. She has some SWAT on her eyes to keep the bugs out of her face because she can't keep her fly mask on. All the other ones have pulled their fly masks off as well. This is one of our water troughs here. It's almost empty, but there are, I don't know if you can see, there's 2 more out there, so they do have plenty of water. I put the mini water trough over here, that way the minis can drink just fine. Callie loves it, she can get in and splash in it. I just have to keep a close eye on the water. So I give them alfalfa once a day, mostly for Callie. I put it in this feeder, and I do put a little bit on the ground for the minis, even though they don't need it. So their temporary shelter here, as you can see, it's just, we got some cattle panels here, put them in between the round pen panels, zip tied a tarp to it, that way they have temporary shade. Not so much right now because it's early in the morning. Well, not early, it's like 9 o'clock. So they don't really have a lot of shade right now. When in the heat of the day, when the sun is directly over, they will have shade in their pasture. Not a permanent solution, this is just temporary. And then we have another temporary one that's a little bit bigger over here, and I'll get right underneath it so you can see what it looks like from the bottom. So it's up high enough where they're not gonna scratch themselves or get caught or anything. You know, there's already been a couple of holes put in it from the storm we had the other night. But this works for the most part. I do have 5 horses in this pasture, and this shelter is not big enough, but we just moved here. We just moved all the horses here, so it's a work in progress, and you have to understand that, you know, things aren't going to be perfect. It's just a work in progress. Here is my feed trough. I like to put some alfalfa in here, put some alfalfa in there. I give them a couple flakes of alfalfa during the day. So that's that, and over here you can see we're building a bigger shelter so that all the horses can fit in there, and that should be done whenever it gets done. If you know anything about homesteading, projects take a little bit of time. So then I have they all get salt in their feed every day. We do have several panels and stuff on the ground. Not ideal, but we're working on more projects. I'm gonna make pens for all the horses so I don't have to tie them up when I feed them. But that's just my setup right now for all of the horses. There's Shyla there, there's Dreamer there, Jules is way over there. But yeah, this is just the setup I have for right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm excited to show you the progress that we make as we continue through here. So next up, I'm going to show you in the next video the goat setup, the pig setup, all the other things, and we have moved onto the same property where my chickens are at, so I get to show you videos about chickens. So I'm super excited about that. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day, y'all.